since we're showing off, here's my one of my pride and joys in my collection.
Yeah.
And I brought this up in a test episode a while back. I don't know if Jonathan was there, but so Murderlust is a movie from 1986. A movie I love a lot. I bought this, I think, at a video store. You know, obviously used after it had been played a lot. And I fell in love with it, especially the cover. The cover is amazing.
That cover is brutal, bro.
Yeah.
And this movie is it's about this guy named Steve Belmont, this charming fellow here, and it was shot in Los Angeles.
Swipe right on him.
Yeah, no shit.
That stash.
And he is you basically, it's one of those movies where you follow the serial killer around, like Fade to Black and like Maniac and
Those are the best kind,
like
man.
Psycho. He's a guy who loves to kill prostitutes, but he's also a Sunday school teacher, and he's also a security guard. He has multiple jobs, and he still can't pay his rent. And his fucking cousin is his landlord, and he's a prick. And they fucking hate each other. And he just likes killing prostitutes and dumping them in the fucking Mojave Desert. And there's a girl on the side of the road, and he goes to kill her, and she ends up going, "Oh, I recognize you from my church group." So she says, "I'm from your church group. I recognize you." And he's like, "Oh, I don't recognize you." But he realizes he can't kill her. And then they actually start dating. So it's this weird dichotomy of this guy who loves killing prostitutes, but he has a girlfriend who kind of gets in the way of that. And it's really fucking fascinating. So when I fell in love with this movie, it was during the DVD era was popping off, and I was like, you know what? I really want to start a company and put this movie out on DVD. And I never did. I never got that going, but we will be maybe someday. But either way, I became friends. I after years and years, maybe about 10 years ago, I saw that the director had put up some trailer and some behind the scenes and shit on YouTube. And I'm like, holy fuck, I've never seen anything. I've never seen a trailer, nothing about this movie. I've never seen anyone talk about it. I'm the only person that knows about it, kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've played it for 1 million people when they came over. So I emailed the director and I'm like, dude, I fucking love this movie. I gushed about it. We got on the phone and just started talking. And so I've had many conversations with him and the producer, James. And so Don and James became my friends. We've never met in person, but we've talked a bunch about Hitchcock. You know, they're them growing up and making this movie and their film school. They never went to film school. They made a shitload of movies in the 80s and early 90s. I think this was like their second movie. My dream eventually became kind of true. I went to Monsterpalooza, and at the Severin table, I kind of became friendly with this guy named Zach, who was like, yeah, I edit some of the stuff there, and I'm at Severin, blah, 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 and he was selling the DVDs. And so I said, hey, dude, how do I get in touch with David over there? Because I have this movie that is really interesting, and I am friends with the directors, and nobody's ever fucking seen it, and it's never come out on fucking on DVD. So I eventually talked to him, and this ended up happening.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
So I eventually helped the movie get released on DVD.
That's cool.
And it comes with the second movie called Project Nightmare, which is also really interesting, almost like a THX kind of sci-fi in the woods story. And they did fucking special effects, and it's pretty wild, that movie too. So if anybody hasn't seen it, I have maybe 1 or 2 copies left, so I don't know. We'll see if
Dibs.
well, yeah, we will not
I'll comment in the comments and say that that's my favorite horror.
We will not be giving this away in the comments. Oh yeah, we didn't get any comments on the episode last week, so we will not be giving away any books once again. Apparently,
Great.
Fuck the viewer, bro. Who cares?
That storyline, that storyline of the killer, it has some, Ted Bundy vibes going on there with Ted Bundy and his girlfriend. And
yes,
we got some BTK vibes too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's so none of you guys have seen that movie, Murderlust, right? Okay, I highly recommend it. It's a movie that was made by people who never went to film school. Basically, their film school was watching Orson Welles films. So those were a lot of the conversations we had about 2001 and fucking F for Fake and all this shit, and which F for Fake is my favorite movie. So they just like wanted to make their own movies and just started doing it and shooting them on 16 millimeter and doing it here in LA and like super renegade and just fucking grabbing a camera and shooting. And so pretty inspirational stuff. I'm going to have a backyard screening of this at some point. I want to have those guys come and talk to everybody. Cool. Yeah. I had a screening set up that I was talking to the Cine family about. Here in LA, there was a theater that was run by an organization called the Cine Family, and it was one of the best fucking organizations in LA that were playing revival movies and putting on film inspired events. And they ended up getting caught up before the big Me Too stuff. They got caught up in some crap, and
I remember that
ended up going under. And it was like all that came out like a week after I had talked to them about, hey, I have this movie that I really want to I want to bring the director and the producer to. So it was like the only time that I had hit up those guys about like, hey, I have something really cool that I want to put on there. And so oh well. But we'll do it in my backyard because my backyard's even cooler now.
We should do it. We should do it live.
Oh yeah, Film Villains live in the backyard.
Oh, yeah. That would be sick.
Yeah, that would be cool. We'll see if Alex is invited or not.
I wasn't gonna go anyway.